Welcome back to the Ambition Over Fear portal. I'm Atlas Opia, and I help people expand their interdimensional knowledge. And in today's video, I'm going to be discussing how to increase the feeling of safety within. We are all moving through life, and as we're expanding, that subconscious feeling behind the expansion can be so we develop a new sense of peace and safety within. And if you watch till the end of this video, I'm going to be breaking this topic down into steps that can help you get to that point. The truth is, nothing in the external world can give us the peace, happiness, and safety that we seek. Now, don't get me wrong, the achievement of goals, manifesting your desires, having hobbies, being in a relationship, they can add to your safety, they can add to your happiness, to your sense of joy. But a lot of times we have this subconscious feeling within that is trying to gain something in the external world so we can feel more safe in the internal world. And in reality, it works the opposite way. Our internal world creates the external world. Everything we're experiencing outside of us, everything we're interacting with through our five senses is a representation of a vibrational frequency happening within. Different feelings we have towards areas of life create manifestations in that area of life. So the goal is to realize that there is nothing to gain. There is no pressure on manifesting something so that thing can give you the sense of peace and safety that you desire. And when you realize that, it almost is freeing, because now you can come to a conclusion that you have everything you need to feel safe, to feel happy, to feel enjoy. And there's nothing to chase. There is no, when this happens, I'll be happy. It really is, feel that sense of joy and that elastic, dynamic framework of pleasure inside of you by finding the majestic beauty of everything around you, by shifting your perception into knowing that you can enjoy every moment and emotion, regardless if it's empowering or disempowering. And coming into that conclusion frees you from this chase that you can only feel safe when you have something, when you have a new job, career, or money, or partnership. Those things are important, but those are the icing on the cake. The cake itself is really feeling a sense of containment, feeling a sense of satisfaction, knowing that you have always had everything you need to feel the emotions that you're trying to gain from the manifestations. And when you actually shift that, you feeling the emotions that you assume you're going to feel when you achieve something, those manifestations happen because the emotional frequency, the energy is vibrating within, and it just reflects outwards. So step one on how to increase your safety is realizing that your perception of what safety is really is going to allow you to create that feeling in the future. And a lot of times we don't examine that word. We don't ask ourselves, what thoughts and beliefs are going on inside of us that create an assumption of what safety is, that's now leading me into a place where I am being more motivated to do something because I think it's going to bring me safety. Safety itself is turning your attention within It is realizing that your foundation of happiness and joy and safety comes from developing a new relationship with your body, developing a new relationship with this matrix, feeling as if the place you're in is a sandbox for your soul to create. Mother Earth is a beautiful representation of your manifesting abilities as a soul, and you get to witness it in a third dimensional hologram. When you approach life like that, you're shifting from the victim into the creator. You're moving from, okay, I am always responding to events happening in life, and I have less control than I want, to I understand my emotions to a point where if I react to something in a disempowering manner, I can shift that association to the experience. I can reframe the experience. I can view everything happening as a representation of self and take the responsibility and feel as if all I have to do is sit with myself and develop a stronger connection of receptivity and ease and joy by not pressuring the situation of life, by viewing life as an opportunity to see your interdimensional powers displayed in this hologram that is Earth, this amazing, beautiful virtual reality. And I know at times it may not seem like that, but by shifting the story of why you're here, you're able to truly be in more excitement for what's to come and not fear of what's to come. Step 2 on how to improve your safety is realizing that there may have been experiences that have happened to you in the past where you truly did not feel safe in this body, where you truly were resentful of the fact that you even reincarnated here in the first place. We all have these moments or patterns of experiences where there is a deep, intense display of darkness in our life. In order for you to move into safety, you have to have a more evolved relationship with your shadow, because we all have a productive relationship with our light in a certain manner, but the shadow itself is not really there just so we can make more light. The shadow is there so our observer state, which is our higher self, the ability to observe something in this world without having an emotional attachment to it or a preconceived notion of why this thing exists. When you're in that observer state, you can see that the shadow is just the other side of your energetic spectrum. You can realize that you're in a beautiful zoo or garden and you want to explore and experience every animal and life form and form of consciousness. Just because you see a plant or an animal that may not look as kind or bright compared to the other animals doesn't mean you ignore them. You still like to see the bears or lions or sharks when you go to a certain aquarium, because we can observe something and see the majestic beauty of what it's meant to do and how it's meant to exist, as long as we're not in the cage with it. So learn how to improve your safety by imagining that there's a protective barrier when you're in your higher self, observing your emotions. At first, you must feel your emotions. You must fill yourself with the frequency of what an emotion is. And then you switch to your higher self and go, this unique form of consciousness is really interesting. The way this emotion is making my body feel is very unique. You don't judge whether it's bad or good. You appreciate what it is. Okay? Now, step 3 on how to increase your safety is learning how to create a relationship with your body that is sacred and less objective. A lot of times, we move through shifts in consciousness, go through an awakening or ascension, and we can view our body as, oh, this is how I am moving through this reincarnation. This is the vehicle for my soul. This is not me. The first stage of awakening and ascending is realizing that you're not your body or your identity. The second stage is moving your consciousness through your soul into the universe and realizing that you are existing in everything you're experiencing. So you are the entire universe because you're observing it. And the only way you're able to observe something in any form is by having a similar vibrational frequency, so you can even bring that into your realm of imagination. So your body is a sacred blanket that is holding your soul, that is holding all the energy of the universe, where you get to experience this beautiful reincarnation, even when times may not seem as bright. You can create a connection with your body where you're feeling as if you're grateful that your body is able to hold all the energy of your soul, and it continues to learn new ways to expand through your DNA structure and your subatomic particles in a way where it can bring in a frequency of energy that you tap into through your higher self and your imagination that maybe your body is not used to. So your body is always expanding. So when you respect the body and you honor it, almost as if you're observing the body from outside, like, you're in your higher self, which is your bird's eye view looking down, or you're outside of your body horizontally, and you're viewing this entity that is your body, and you're just amazed that it is coming together in all the ways that it has to in order for your soul to be able to live through it. Your body and your identity is your soul's connection to this matrix. So take the opportunity to realize that at any given moment, you have a clean slate. By a new thought, when you wake up on a new day, when you decide to change, the usual energy that is going on in your life, you have an opportunity all the time to experience your body and allow your body to be the container for new realms of experiences that bring you joy and happiness. Step 4 on how to feel more safe in your body is taking the time to feel into Mother Earth, right? And what I mean by this is, although mindfulness is a great first step, right? When you're in a room or you're outside and you are observing the information coming in through your 5 senses, you're feeling the physical representations of energy all around you. So what is it? The solid matter, right? And then from this solid matter, how are you experiencing it through your 5 senses? That is great. But I want you to realize that when you shift your consciousness, when you go through an awakening, when you go through an ascension, you're going to be approaching reality from a different position. You're going to be observing something from an alternate layer. And if you're not constantly checking in and asking yourself, okay, how am I looking at this area of life now? How has it changed? How can it evolve? How does it look now that everything has really expanded for me? And that in general comes into place when you can view Earth as this large field and you allow your consciousness to go outside of your body and you feel the land around you, and you allow your imagination to take you on an astral traveling trip where you are moving through the land that is around you, and you're going further and further and further, and then to where you're just kind of expanding outwards and you're getting to almost fly with your soul through Earth, and the starting point is your body, and you're just going outward. And then you allow yourself to go where you need to go in your mind. You allow your consciousness, your imagination to understand and believe that whatever you experience through your imagination is your mind connecting to a quantum field outside of your body and your identity. And you realize that your imagination is real. And I'll have another video about this soon, so make sure to check up on the videos that I have posted and subscribe so you don't miss out on that gem. And when you allow yourself to do that, you're kind of taking a moment to solidify your connection to Earth. You're taking a moment to solidify your connection to this matrix. It's no longer about leaving the matrix and leaving your body and your identity. That is step one, right? In order to truly be free of the limitations of being a human and move into a state where you're a soul and you understand that you placed yourself in a human body to have an experience in this simulation, you have to go through the different steps of awakening, ascension, and integration. So yes, the first step is you're not a body identity, and you go beyond the story you've had, the avatar that you've unconsciously or consciously created or agreed to. And then you become the entire universe. You find a position of thought where you're shifting from I'm observing the universe or a planet or a starseed race or a question in my mind, and I am what I am observing. I am everything. And then you have to decide, now that you have the tools you need to come back into Earth and live a more free life as an alchemist and decide what you experience here and navigate the game much better, how can I willingly choose what my experience is going to be in this matrix? How am I going to create a story in this matrix that is more aligned with my infinite connection to the universe? And that comes in when you honor the matrix and realize that in the past you may have hated it because you were in that first stage of going beyond it. But you're still in a body, so you have to pivot from that position. So you embrace and see the beauty of this matrix and everything that comes together for it to be real. I appreciate you guys joining in on today's video, and I want to tell you, subscribe if you're truly wanting to expand your knowledge on interdimensional alchemy. If you're wanting to go beyond fluff language, which is something that I call, the expression of interdimensional consciousness, but not being able to explain it well, then this channel is for you, because I go into everything with a very articulate manner. I combine the divine feminine in receiving all this knowledge, but I use the divine masculine, which is wording the knowledge in a way so your mind actually understands what's happening in the higher dimensions. And you create a connection between your body and your energetic body, and you're merging both worlds so energy can flow through it. I make a video every Tuesday and Thursday, so definitely subscribe. And also, if you're wanting a more safe container for your expansion, I would consider my galactic quantum coaching. I take my role as a galactic teacher very seriously and very sacredly, meaning when I have somebody come on as a client and a student and they take the coaching, I'm diving into your world psychically, and I'm seeing your entire akashic records of your soul and all the reincarnations you've had, and how to bring information from those reincarnations into this life so you can heal and expand more efficiently. And then I teach you interdimensional skill sets which allow you to create a collection of tools, like a science, right? You have to know small skill sets that can lead into bigger skill sets, which is transporting energy from one dimension to another. If you're remembering your starseed nature, and some of you are, you know, in the works of communicating with different beings and different races of interdimensional species, and you're meant to help them, right? So how are you supposed to live out the intergalactic work you have in this human reincarnation? And the answer is knowing how to do the energy transmutation and the tasks in the higher realms of consciousness in the reincarnation you had as an interdimensional being, but doing it from your body. Okay? Hope you guys have a good day, and I want you to realize that you are a piece of purity. You are a piece of infinite knowledge that will never dim, as long as you tame your mind and release the ideas that you need something in your external world to give you a state of safety in your internal world. Then that will proceed to expand. You cannot gain nothing to give you what you want. Find the peace in yourself right now. Find the connection with your body, with Mother Earth and the moment, and release the idea that you need something to make you feel good, or you need something to give you the right to feel ecstatic about just being here. Observe and be entertained by everything around you.